Hey guys, here playing as NBN Making News, and this is the Aryabhata Tech data pool deck. It's pretty fun, but I've been finding the consistency is not really there. Some games it's doing really well, other games it just kind of falls in its face. You're pretty reliant on getting the data pool into your score area, and it's not always possible if the runner starts is quite good. So we've got Geist over here. Could be tough for us because he can shed tags pretty easily. But we do have money to start, which I like to see. Hopefully there's no siphon coming. There's probably a siphon coming. Yeah. Well, if we can get into float tags, we'll be happy, but if he just shakes the tags every time, we'll be pretty unhappy. Yeah, that's not good for us. So we'll have to protect our HQ. It's a bit late to do this now, but oh well. As long as our pad is here, we can come back for a money differential. It's more the point differential that's going to be a problem for us. Well, not great, but we can exchange that later. Oh. I guess we have to protect this card. I don't really want to because it's kind of difficult, but that's kind of the point of our deck, is to get this card to generate value for us. Another pad. Alright, let's try to find some more goodies. Yeah, well, we're gonna get to do our traces here. Let's think about, do we want to res this? So we got a buck back, and now we can trace him into this again. And we get another buck back, so we lost $2 for that. We gained 2, so we've made back our Aryabhata. But it's probably going to die now. That said, it did eat his entire turn, and we're going to have to put another Aryabhata in the server. So it's not a terrible outcome for us. If it means that our pads live, then that's pretty cool. We can drop Manhunt here. I think we should. It is expensive, but it's going to let us spend our NBN credits, which otherwise he's going to be really hard to spend. Better trick would be if he would run the archives, we could give him a tag for the Manhunt, and then we would get to score Kitty. Which would be pretty funny. I guess we'll start the second Aryabhata. Though actually if he just runs, then he would be able to break it, so it's maybe not that exciting yet. But he doesn't have a lot of money. Maybe we can just tax him by putting a bunch of Aryabhatas out. What we're lining up for is like a good solid remote we can put breaking news in and have it stick. And then we can advance twice and we can do the swapperoo. So we'll do the yeah, I'll res the Aryabhata. See, once the Manhunt's out, it's taxing him to run, right? Anything he wants to run is going to cost him the Manhunt tax. Okay, this Caduceus is pretty solid. Do we put a third ice to HQ? Or we start looking at our remote? Because booth on HQ is going to keep the siphons off, but we almost need the booth on the remote. I think we'll need booth in the remote. We'll make a scoring remote here. All right, so we're gonna get Aryabhata trigger, I think. Nice. And he's now tagged, so I'm gonna put the kitty back. And I'll put the Aryabhata and probably the archived. This will give us options. So he's really hoping he's gonna hit here. And with our manhunt. But because of the 3 pointers, there's a lot of variance in that. He'll either get like 3 points in this run or nothing usually. Whereas if you play like a larger number of small agendas, there's a more even chance for him to get like 1 point consistently. So he's now fully tagged. We're gonna get to probably just ice up R&D and wait, right? We need this breaking news. No such luck. The all-seeing eye is not really good enough, I don't think. A couple more tags we can do psychographics, which would be amazing. We need 4 tags to do install Psycho Advance. Server doesn't really keep modes as a thing. Like the toll booth's gonna get broken by crowbar with 1 more breaker. I guess we could put a second. Yeah, we might as well go 3 ice here. He's just gonna credit up. What can he do to us? So let's say we put the data pool in the server right now. You would need to get quite a few breakers to really come get this. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's let this fire because we know that we don't need to res this Caduceus actually. And if he uses up a crowbar, he won't be able to crowbar the toll booth over here. Yeah, he almost has a crowbar, otherwise the traces will both go. Lose a click. Wouldn't be a happy camper. We are going to risk him doing shutdown on our toll booth after we res it here. And he is full on tag floating. So good thing we did install the data pool. I feared he was angling for a legwork. 16 creds. Res here, the booth stops him. We'll be okay. So I will res this. Actually, this trace should even succeed. There's a good chance he just won't be able to run after this. Yeah. He might pay to go through this. He $3 he can continue. He doesn't want to. Okay. So data pool is in our score area. Whoops. But I paid 5 for that. I think I might click the wrong number. I had 12. Should be at 11 right now. Or sorry, 12 minus 5 is 7. Okay. I'm not sure his deck can win if he floats tags. It's really hard for him. 2 Link now is going to help him a lot with our big pile of tracers. Well, I think we just install on server 2 and we'll go for the exchange next turn. He can just shake 4 tags this turn if he wants to, but then he's going to deal with the tracers again, so I guess I can see him not wanting to do that. But floating against an exchange deck is so difficult. And the resistor actually will get out of control pretty quickly. He'll have to pay through the trace, which he can't do. Yeah, just nothing for him to do. So I'm curious if he'd gone really slow, if he would have had a better chance. Like if he'd not done any kind of floating. His first siphon and shaking tags was good. We probably could have defended that better, in fact. But after that, him starting to float, I don't think he needed to. If he had any way of like killing our econ and then sitting back, it's hard for it to score, because there's no Astro in here, and people think there are. I think that's part of this deck's success, similar to what the Sync deck with Info Refinery. There's actually no Astros or Sands, so your scoring game is actually terrible. But if the runners know that, they're going to freak out and play very aggressively in order to keep you off those Astros, and that aren't even in the deck. So once the opponent knows what you're up to, it loses potency. Well, this is why I think this deck will not end up being like a tier 1 competitive deck, despite the power level of the individual cards. Like Exchange is obviously one of the best cards printed in, probably I would say, like in the last cycle, this has been the best card printed. This card is a monster. And the Manhunt's really good too. If you get this to stick, which you can often do when you follow these 3-point agendas, you don't have that many to steal. Trace 4 is a lot to deal with in any run. All right, thanks for